Listen now, we the talk around town. Alex threw the ball to Smokey for a touchdown. It's fourth down and you don't really want no more. We've been winning from the door. You should check the scoreboard. Check the scoreboard.
Welcome back to another episode of the Scoreboard. We have week 11 in the NFL around the corner. We're going to have all the predictions and some betting advice if you want to make the easiest $10 of your life, making bets on the NFL week 11. Stay tuned for the end of the video as I will reveal the easiest 2 bets you will ever make. Easy wins, no problem whatsoever, like every week. First of all, Smokey, how are you doing?
Oh, man, I know I said this last week, but I want to reiterate that I'm doing better than Bears fans right now.
Wow, okay, so you're gonna keep doing that, or?
I am doubling down, and as long as they are bad, I'm going to keep doing it, because Bears fans was quick to tell me that I was completely wrong about them. So now I am going to continue to tell Bears fans that they are completely wrong about their own team.
We have had Bears fans commenting under this show the first 6 weeks of the season, basically denouncing everything we've said, or specifically you said, because you're harsher than I am. So I don't fault you for standing up for what you said. It seems like there might be a fraud if you say so.
Well, they have no offense whatsoever. The only bright spot on that offense was David Montgomery. And we see when he is not there, they put up 13 points against one of the bottom feeder defenses in the NFL. You know, maybe the Vikings were great on defense last season and the season before, but this year they have been completely horrible, and they have gotten eaten up, except for the Bears. And the Bears put up 13 points. Now, the Bears do have a great defense. I'll give them that. You know, one of the best in the league. But their offense sucks.
That is, I can't deny it. Bears have a bye week though, so maybe they will recover, come back stronger than ever next week. We will see. Coming into this week though, Thursday night, we have a clash in the NFC West. The Cardinals at the Seahawks.
Well, before we get into that, do you want to know how we did last week on our predictions?
I want to know that actually. Yeah, I forgot to ask. How did we do?
We actually tied 8-8 because you.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I thought you were going to win this one, but you actually picked the Bears. And I picked the Vikings, so I pulled back to tie it up, and I think we only disagreed on 2 last week.
Came back to bite me.
Yeah, what was the other one that we disagreed on? Oh, the Texans and the Browns. You actually picked the Browns and got it right, so, yeah. Brings us to 96 for me, 96
Unspectacular.
Yeah, well, definitely. 96.5 for me, and 98.5 for you. So this week is the week that I catch you and pass you.
Okay, so I thought this was the week that I build another 3 points on you.
Nah, probably not.
Did I misunderstand that memo? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
This
well, tell me who's winning on Thursday night then.
Thursday night, man. This is a tough matchup right here. I mean, division rivals. As always, it's going to be a close game. We know one thing Russ has been successful at this season is passing downfield to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And it just so happens that the Cards are weakest at covering receivers. Even with Patrick Peterson there, they're getting burnt. And it sounds weird considering the Cards did pull off I would say an upset over the Bills there. And on a last-second Hail Mary, what do they call it? The Hail Murray? Lucky is what I call it. I'm going to go with the Seahawks to take this one at home. I think Russ gets back into dominant form this game and pulls this one out.
Well, I think if the Cardinals don't win that game with the flukiest of plays ever, you call it lucky, I call it DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. True.
But it's a lot of luck and more for sure.
Lucky to have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that in the right position, that is true. They should not have won that game by any means. That is also very true. If they don't win that game, I don't think we're talking it's that close right now. But it is, because here's the thing. Seattle is not a very good team. Seattle has an outstanding player in Russell Wilson, and that's a problem against strong opponents. Seattle right now is rapidly becoming Green Bay, in that they have a outstanding generational quarterback and a horrible team. I mean a team that stinks around that quarterback. This defense is on pace to be the worst defense in the Super Bowl era, and that is not something that's going to help you very much in those tougher matchups, especially divisional matchups. I'm going to take the Cardinals. I will take the Arizona Cardinals to take it. There was a chance that Seattle's defense doesn't make a single stop this game. And this game, I typically only bet on outcomes, but if you have spare money, pick the over in this game. Because this game is only going to be close if it's going to be 40-40 game. Yes. A lot of scoring inbound for sure at Seattle there. So I'll take Arizona. Bengals at the Washingtons.
Man, that offensive line in Cincinnati is doing nothing to protect Joe Burrow. At this rate, Joe Burrow may not be the superstar everybody thinks he's going to be because he's going to be injured. They're going to have to fix that O-line. They're looking horrible. On the football team, man, this is something special that's happening here with Alex Smith, coming back after one of the most horrific injuries we've ever seen to a quarterback, outside of Joe Theismann, of course. He has come back, and he looked very timid at first. But I have seen Alex Smith improve seemingly on every single drive that I've watched him. He's gotten better and better, seems to be more comfortable. And actually, I think the way it's trending, I mean, I'm sure Vegas has the Bengals to win this. But I'm going to take the football team at home to take this one because I think that team is actually getting a little better with Alex Smith under center.
All right, I'm gonna say a couple of things here. First, Vegas does not have the Bengals.
Oh, really?
Vegas has the Washington football team favored by a point. Second thing I'll say is Alex Smith is absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that we have got to this point where he's not only playing, but also playing well, and also, unironically, the best quarterback on his team by far.
Oh, of course.
And he is the starter. Like he is absolutely the starter. With all that being said, I will take Cincinnati in this game. I'll pick the Bengals. I said I was going to have some upsets, and I'm glad you're not stealing them. I will take the Bengals. It's time for another Joe Burrow performance. And Washington pass rush isn't really performing to the extent that we thought they were going to coming into the season. Chase Young is having some struggles there. And on paper, yes, it's a mismatch against that Bengals O-line, which is going to have to be revamped radically over the offseason. But I believe that Joe Burrow is going to pull off a game here. He is, at this point, at least as good as Alex Smith, in my opinion. And that's no disrespect to Alex Smith. They're both above average quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks right now. I'll take the Bengals. I think Burrow is going to pull it off. And that offense is going to be a bit too explosive for Washington to consistently stop. Now, this one is interesting, too. The Falcons at the Saints. And I know you have an opinion on that.
Yeah, I do. And I would like to point out that in our bold predictions, it may not have been extremely bold, but I did pick Jameis Winston to save the Saints season at some point this season. And it looks like I have a really good chance of that coming true at the moment. Here's the thing. The Falcons have consistently gotten better. And believe it or not, this defense has drastically improved without Dan Quinn being there, who was supposedly a defensive genius who never could put together a decent defense for some reason. Saints, man, you want to say, just like last year when Bridgewater filled in, that Jameis is going to come in there and play conservatively and lead the team to wins without Drew Brees being there. But, man, this is tough. This is tough just looking at it. If you look at the way these teams are trending, of course the Saints have been dominant, but this is Jameis Winston. This is interception machine right here. And the Falcons' defense has gotten better. And even in the backfield, they're capable of catching interceptions right now, which has been amazing. I'm going to take the Falcons on the road, and I bet you pick the Saints.
Okay, you're trying to get me to not pick the Saints by saying that. Obviously, I'm not going to fall for that. I will take the Saints. Yeah,
I knew you were.
I'm absolutely going to take it. So, I agree with one thing, though. Jameis Winston and playing conservative does not belong in the same sentence, obviously. But here's the thing. This team is just better in any other area of the roster. They have arguably the best running back in the league. They have a serviceable quarterback in Jameis Winston, who was a starter and has accolades. They have a great receiving core, and they have just a flat-out better defense. Plus, they come off of beating two very, very strong teams. Well, I don't know if at this point we could consider the Niners a very strong team, but a very strong team in Tampa Bay and a very strong practice squad in San Francisco in two convincing fashions. So the Saints are one of the better teams. I will absolutely take them to beat Atlanta. Not saying I root for them necessarily. I hope it's going to be a close one because this matchup is always exciting. But yeah, that's my 3 points already that I'm making on you in the first 3 games. So my prediction is definitely coming true. I'm glad we could sort that out so early. Pittsburgh at the Jaguars.
Well, the Jaguars suck. There's not much to really point out here, man. The only bright spot is an undrafted free agent, James Conner, on that team. And he's about to meet the best run defense in the entire league. The Jags have no shot here. The Steelers are on a roll. I wouldn't be surprised if they do drop some weird game like this, because even with the Steelers defense being as good as they have, they really have not played like just the most dominant team in the league. They've won every game, but a few of these, like to the Cowboys, there was no way the Cowboys should have been in that game. And also to, a similar quarterback situation that the Jags have going on. Basically a nobody is leading your team to a competitive game against the Steelers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Jags somehow hang in here like the Cowboys did. And, if the Steelers do drop it, it'll be some fluky win for the Jags. But I'm going to pick the Steelers because in all likelihood, the Steelers is who 99.9% of the entire world would pick here.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste anybody's time on this one here. I will take the Steelers. They're undefeated. They are prime contender to win the AFC, and the Jaguars are pretty terrible, disorganized, so easiest pick of the week, arguably, in my opinion. Patriots at the Texans.
Well, if you would ask me a week ago, before this past week, or maybe 2 weeks, let's go back 2 weeks, when the Texans were coming off a win, and the Patriots were looking like one of the bottom 3 teams in the entire league. But the Patriots have cleaned up just a little bit, and the Texans have gotten even worse somehow. We can blame it on the weather or whatever we want against the Browns. The Browns are actually in 2 back-to-back horrible weather games. So who knows really what to blame that on, but the Texans are not good this season. The Patriots seem to be getting better, so I'm going to take the Patriots on the road.
I will agree with you there. And side note, the Patriots are not the kind of team that will ever completely implode, at least as long as Belichick is the coach there. They might have bad seasons. They're having a bad season for their own right, but they are not going to implode. What Bill Belichick is still doing there with a beat-up Cam Newton and half of his defense from last year missing due to injuries and holdouts is still relatively impressive, even though I don't believe that they are seriously going to contend for the division, as Buffalo and Miami are both a lot stronger than them this year. But they should still beat Houston because they are a legitimate bottom 5 team. Deshaun Watson is the only bright spot. They have major rebuilds to do, and Patriots win. Eagles at the Browns.
Well, I can't really say similar situation now. My post-hype sleepers here are winning, like I predicted they would do. Not in spectacular fashion, but like I said, the past 2 games, they have been under extreme weather conditions. They almost drowned in one, and the other one, the stadium almost blew away. The Eagles are still horrible. As much as I want the Eagles to get better somehow, their O-line is just as bad as the Bengals, if not worse. And Carson Wentz, I know he's getting bashed by Brett Favre right now. And Brett Favre is saying it's all his fault. He's not a good quarterback. They need to get rid of him. And Brett Favre has a really big mouth. And I don't know, man. I can't take the Eagles here because the Browns are winning and the Eagles are not. But I really want the Eagles to get better. I just want them to play better. I like the Eagles somewhat, and I don't even know why. They have the worst fans in the league, but I like, maybe it's Carson Wentz. I like Carson Wentz, man, and I think with the right team around him, he could be one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. He could be an MVP, and he almost was at one point, but I'll take the Browns at home.
So a couple of things I'm having a hard time believing the worst fan base of the entire league is not sitting in the Pacific Northwest, if you know what I'm saying. But I do understand the Eagles have a reputation. Maybe the reason that you like them is because of their unlikely upset in the Super Bowl against New England. I'm pretty sure that was music to your ears. That's one of them. So that's one reason I like him for that too. To be completely honest with you, this game is tough. We've said for a long time, just look at the NFC West. Everyone can win this division. Those teams are so good. Look at the NFC East. Anyone could win that division too, and that's because of the opposite reason. Because everyone's terrible. Right now, if I had to bet on who wins the NFC East, I don't know what to do. There's no indication to go off of at all. No team seems to be really better than the others, so I have no idea what to do there. In this particular game, just for the sake of hoping that this division is relevant in any way, I will take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to say they pull it off. And also criticizing Carson Wentz for the mess that the Eagles are right now, I don't see it. I mean, I have to just completely disagree with that. I'm assuming, from what I've heard, that's the same inclination for you there.
Yes.
Similar situation as Joe Burrow is in, as Deshaun Watson is in, as Sam Darnold is in. Give him something. Just give him something.
Yeah.
But that's how it's looking right now. But I still have the Eagles, so optimism going forward. Lions at Panthers.
Man, this game I really want to see right here. This is going to be awesome. You have Matt Rule. You have PJ Walker and Robbie Anderson. The triumphant trio of Temple University are in full effect. And plus, the best player in the XFL will be starting at quarterback, man. This is going to be awesome to see. I don't think they're good enough to beat the Lions, though, I'll tell you that. But I really do want to see these three guys back together and see what they can come up with in a game. And I really like PJ Walker. I don't know that this is like some, situation where the XFL guy or the guy that was working at the grocery store last year is now on an NFL team and he's going to lead them to a Super Bowl. I don't think it's that situation, PJ Walker is great for the XFL. He was the best player in the XFL. But this is a whole nother level of competition. I would like to see it. I mean, I would say that's really awesome because, one of my favorite players to watch. But I think the Lions win this one on the road because overall the Lions are a better team. But Matt Stafford might be out also with his thumb. I think they're expecting him to play right now. But if it's David Blau, I would switch and take PJ Walker in a heartbeat.
It's a tough pick for me. Now, one thing I think no one can disagree on, the Panthers absolutely have the XFL's best player, Kenny Robinson, at free safety. Never doubt of the St. Louis Battlehawks there.
Yeah.
But that quarterback you mentioned is actually also on Carolina, so that is true. He was decent, I think. I think he did all right in the XFL. Might have a career as a backup there in Carolina.
Might have been the best player in the XFL.
Yeah, he might be the best. He might be like one of the best offensive players in the XFL. I don't know about best, but I will take the Panthers. So once again, another disagreement. I predicted a lot of disagreements.
Yeah,
give me the Panthers. I think they're just a more consistent offense. Frankly, that's all I can say. The Lions' defense is young. They have potential. I don't necessarily believe in Matt Patricia to get it done in the long term, and the Panthers have surprised a lot of people. Now, they did allow a lot of points against the Buccaneers, but it was a closer game than it should have been, given the way the defense performed, at least. So there's potential there in the Carolina offense, and I would favor them over the Lions at home. The Titans at the Ravens.
Interesting game right here, man. This is a rematch from the playoffs last season. The battle for the NFC. No, it wasn't the NFC. But anyway.
That was a divisional round.
Yeah, it was divisional. And I said NFC, AFC. What the hell am I thinking? But look, these are not the same teams that played last season. Yes, it's mostly the same people, same quarterbacks, same receivers, same running backs. Minus J.K. Dobbins. But these teams are not playing like they did last season, or the way they did it the first half of this season. Both of these teams have spiraled down lately. But overall, I think the Ravens have actually, how do you say it, kept their luster just a tad more than the Titans have. I think the Titans, I don't know. This is how it works with run-first teams, these power run teams. These guys who, use dominant running backs to win games, and you depend on your defense. Whoever gets out first in this game is going to win, because you need to have a lead to control the clock and run these guys to keep the other team off the field. I'm going to go with the Ravens at home. I think it could be a close one, though.
Yeah, like you said, it's a tough one. I'm not having an easy time picking this one. I will go with the Ravens too, and that's because I think they have more of an urgency right now to get a win in the win column, because they have some troubles right now. They were ranked almost unanimously in the top 3. A lot of people had them at number 1 going into the season to go to the Super Bowl, which they feel like that they fell short of being able to do last year already when they lost to the Titans in a disappointing fashion way too early. So I think they're going to get their revenge here. I think Lamar needs to step it up for sure. You kind of predicted that that second year slump, or I guess second and a half year slump, which was predictable, but definitely you called that. So that's what we're seeing right now. They're going to have to pick themselves up and get it going, because this division is no joke. Steelers are very good. The Browns are winning games. The Bengals are knocking on the door. So Baltimore can't get left behind. They got to beat the Titans in a crucial one. I say they do it. Jets at the Chargers.
Well, you think the Jets might get a win finally? You're
asking me?
I'm going with the Chargers here. It gets more comical each week that the Jets just do not win, and Adam Gase is still the head coach. Maybe they come out strong after their bye week, but I bet the odds say hell no, that they're still going to lose this in dramatic fashion. Even though the Chargers haven't pulled off enough wins, they have excellent quarterback play going on, excellent offense, just the defense is giving it away. And maybe there's a chance here that the Jets are competitive, because they almost were against the Patriots. But I'm going to go with the Chargers at home. I think the Jets remain undefeated in the end. No doubt. I will take the Chargers as well. And with it not even being a certainty that Sam Darnold can even play, Joe Flacco might start for the Jets, I will have absolutely no part of picking that team. I'm pretty sure they're going to write it out with Adam Gase now. Like, he's there for the rest of the season. Whatever happens. He's gone anyway after that. And if we get the number 1 overall pick, that's at least, something. I don't know if you've seen the viral photo that was all over Twitter of Justin Herbert after he got his haircut. Have you seen that? Oh, no, I haven't seen that one yet.
So he got a haircut, and now he looks like he's 12, basically, and everyone knows that. But he's a good player, and he's going to be a good player in this one. And the team has underperformed in terms of the actual wins. That has not happened so far. Should have beaten a lot of teams that it didn't. The Jets are a team that they absolutely have to beat, and they will beat because they are the better team. Dolphins at the Broncos.
Again, the rookie in this situation is much better than the incumbent on the other side of the field. Although I like Drew Lock, and we've both said it enough that he should be playing better than he is right now, but he's just not. And it may be, Josh Rosen time for him coming up soon. Who knows? They may stick with him another season, but right now, he did pull off some fourth quarter comebacks here, but like I stated in one of my fantasy football shows, is that you can't count on a quarterback like that, because he's not going to do that every single game. Sometimes he's just going to be a dud. Like, these guys who only play in the fourth quarter, like, it doesn't work out every week. Like, you just can't depend on a quarterback like that. On the other hand, Tua is playing excellent right now, and the Dolphins team as a whole look like they are playoff bound. And that, who knows, man, that could be the division where we see 3 teams from the same division in the playoffs. I am going to go with the Dolphins here, and it should be a beatdown. I mean, this might be a blowout here.
Yep, sign me up for the Dolphins as well. Tua is electric. He is playing amazingly well, looking better every week so far, and I think they're going to have a lot of success going forward. And they are a playoff team, in my opinion. Are the Dolphins right now? They're clashing with the Bills, obviously coming up soon, and I can't wait to see that for the division. But they are a real team. Broncos definitely hurt by injuries to the defense, an extremely young offense. You got Drew Lock, all the young receivers, first, second year players all over this offense, and that's a problem this year. That's definitely been a problem, and they need more time to get where they need to go. Not this year. So it's a bit early. I will take the Dolphins here. And also the Dolphins are going back to the old uniforms and logos, which I highly appreciate. I really like those.
Oh, yeah.
Cowboys at the Vikings.
Well, the Cowboys made a stand against the Steelers last time we saw them, so who knows what they're going to come out and play like. The Vikings seem to be getting better over the past couple of weeks. You know, that whopping 19 points they put up doesn't really give you extreme amounts of confidence at this point, but it was over, a top 3 defense in the entire league. So I'm going to take the Vikings at home here, because I'm not going to believe that the Cowboys are just going to turn it around because they made a good stand against the Steelers. I'll take the Vikings. Yeah, I'll have to see more to believe that.
I really think that this is going to be a tougher one to predict than a lot of people think, or it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people think. Cowboys have not won a game in a long time, and I think we're selling the Vikings a little bit too high right now. I think, they had a couple good games, a couple good showings, but they're ultimately not a very good team this year, and they have major problems on defense. And I'm going to drop the bombshell. I'll take the Cowboys. I will take the Cowboys. I'm greedy. I want more points. I want a higher score. I want Dallas at Minnesota to take it. It's finally time for them to get another win. I think the stars will align on this late game. And I'll take Dallas. Just hoping to make it happen here. Packers at the Colts.
Another tough one, man, because the Colts played really well against the Titans. And the Packers are what the Packers are, much like the Seahawks. Like you said, it's the quarterback, a great wide receiver, and nothing else on that team. And sometimes, who knows if it's the quarterback that makes the wide receiver in the end. But I do think Devontae Adams and DK Metcalf, for that matter, are extremely, just top of the line wide receivers in the NFL. The Colts, though, man, I could really see this going either way. I could see the Colts having one of these, only putting up 12 points in a day for some reason, and Phillip Rivers just crapping the bed, or he could come out and play phenomenal against the Packers. Like, it's really tough. You really don't know what to expect out of the Colts. You know what the Packers, what to expect out of them. If Aaron Rodgers is on, they're going to dominate, and if he's off, they're going to get blown out. So I'll take the Packers probably because they're favored in Vegas, I would imagine. But I don't know, maybe not. It's on the road, and the Colts have an extremely good record, all things considered. So I'll take the Packers though.
It's a very close one. The odds favor the Colts by 1.5 points. Indianapolis favor. That's not a lot at all. So this is as close to a pick 'em as it pretty much gets. To me, give me the Packers. I'll take the upside of Aaron Rodgers, but I will say the Colts have been getting better and better throughout the season. Now, at the beginning, they've disappointed. You remember how they came out?
Yeah.
In week 1 and lost to Jacksonville, and we were saying what is going on with the Colts? They're supposed to be really good. They're supposed to be a playoff team. It looks like they're kind of getting into their groove, and their defense is ferocious. Their offensive and defensive line are playing really, really well, and they are building something in Indianapolis, I believe. That being said, I will take the Packers with Aaron Rodgers to win this one, but it's a close one, and it's definitely a volatile pick. So if you want to bet, you better stay away from this one unless you have a really good inclination. Going into the late game, you're gonna love talking about this one. Chiefs at the Raiders.
Man, do me one favor on this game right here. give me your pick first, and tell me why it's the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs because it's Patrick Mahomes and because the Raiders. I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's word on the street has it that the Raiders are in fact they're frauds. Is what a lot of sources tell me. The Raiders are frauds and they're going to end up 8-8 no matter how they look from on a week-to-week basis. And also there's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and they're really good. And this is a divisional game. This is the annual ass kicking, and this is going to be like a 34-3 game. So Chiefs.
You know, all football wisdom says pick the Chiefs here because it's the Chiefs.
Pick the Raiders. Pick the Raiders. Do it.
But the Chiefs are not going to get out of this season with only one loss. They are on the road at a Raiders team that have actually been playing well, even better than their record states. I mean, yes, they're frauds in the end, and they probably won't make it far into the playoffs, even if they do. They might not even make the playoffs. I'm going to pick the Raiders at home to pull out a win somehow here.
I will take it. I will absolutely take it. Should be an easy point, I hope. This is not the kind of game where the Raiders win and fool people. This is the kind of game where their fraudiness comes to light.
Guess what I'm going to do
I might go
if the Raiders win?
Well, then I'll be mildly surprised and pick against them next week because then it's going to be that game, I guess. They'll probably lose. They'll come back next week or like some other point and beat a team that they shouldn't beat, and it comes out to them being frauds anyway.
Sure.
But that's how frauds work. They have surprising wins and then they have bad losses.
Exactly. And that's why I picked them here. And if they do win, I am going to rub it in so hard.
Well, yeah. I'll just pick against them again. It's not a problem. It's weird to think of how many times I've picked the Falcons compared to how little times I've picked the Raiders this year. So I've dropped so many points just like going with my own ideology.
Yeah.
But I know that it'll pay off eventually. With the Raiders.
Hey, I've done the same thing. I haven't picked the Raiders very much either, and I've picked the Falcons way too many times.
Well, I make a convincing argument about the Raiders and the Falcons. I guess we just, we think the talent's there, but the defense sucks. Monday night game. Got the Rams at the Bucks.
Another tough one, man, because both these teams are coming off dominant wins over very decent teams, I guess you could say. The Bucks, have Tom Brady, and like I said, that was a get-right game for them after getting just stomped by the Saints. I knew they were going to come back and put a whooping on the Jaguars. The Rams beat up one of the best quarterbacks, I guess you could say, because you're not a fan of the entire team here. Man, I don't know. I want to go with the Bucks. I think the Bucks are the best overall team. They have the better coach. Well, I don't know. People are big fans of Sean McVay. But I've always liked Bruce Arians, man. I don't know. I don't like Tom Brady. No, that's no secret. And he disappoints me by winning a lot. So I guess I'll pick the Bucks at home here.
Tough game. I do agree with that. Better coach. I'll go with Sean McVay. I believe in the philosophy, the young, hyper modern West Coast derived systems. I think they're the future. We're seeing it. They've been represented in you could argue at least 3 or 4 out of the last 5 Super Bowls. So the stats can't be argued with. But in this one, the Bucs have so much talent on offense. Like, you look at their receiving core, it's just ridiculous. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, this sounds like a Pro Bowl roster. Like, this sounds honestly like an AFC Pro Bowl roster from like 2-3 years ago, which is completely insane to think of. Rams are a good team now. Good game against Seattle.
Yeah,
they are legit. Still aiming for the division,
defense.
And they've stayed largely injury free. They've been playing well. I will take the Rams. It's a tough. I'll take the Rams. in a close one, because I think the Bucs have more of a potential to struggle and really, really have a really bad game. Because these moments happen when the play calling isn't right, people run the wrong routes, Tom Brady's just chucking the ball up aimlessly, and the defense can't hold their ground. That happens every once in a while to the Bucs. Not often, but it happens. The Rams, to me, a higher floor. And I'm going to make what I believe to be the secure pick, so I will take the Rams. We disagreed on a lot this week. Like, a lot.
8 of them. Yes.
8. Wow.
That might be a record for us.
That is over half the games that we disagree on.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Did you get tired of tying and just saying, well, I'm just going to pick the opposite of what I would pick usually?
No. I made every single one of the picks I decided on before the show, and I'm glad that you made the other picks. Like for some of them, you're feeding me easy points, of course, with the Chiefs there, for example.
Maybe.
Other ones like the Cardinals.
I really only did that because I do this show with you. That's the reason I picked the Raiders here, because it's going to be so awesome if they do win. But
the Raiders probably win like 25% of the time, but when they do, that's like it feels like the point counts double.
Yeah, exactly. But as far as the Lions, of course, I believe the Lions are going to beat the Panthers, and what else? I believe the Seahawks are going to come back and put one on the cards. I mean,
you got the Vikings,
Yeah, I believe the Vikings should easily beat the Cowboys. I mean, they should. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but they should do it. Yeah.
I agree with that they should, but we're picking what's happening, not what should happen. Going into a betting here, but first of all, we're obviously going to be looking forward to another episode of the Hurry Up Offense. Do you want to tell us what this week's episode is going to be about for the fantasy players out there?
Yes, it's all about trusting the rookie wide receivers. And is it time? Because we all know they break out mid-season, so is it time to start trusting them right now?
A lot of them have already broken out. I mean, you look around the league, Chase Claypool, Justin Jefferson, Brandon Ayuk are all number one receivers on their teams at the moment.
Yes.
Which is amazing. You got CeeDee Lamb, Henry
Ruggs.
Yeah. Dozens. It feels like what a receiver class. So I'm looking forward to that one. If you're a fantasy football player, you cannot miss the Hurry Up Offense. So be sure to subscribe to Beyond Football and check that out. Coming out probably later today. So you can make your lineup before the game. For me, last thing I have to say, of course, betting advice. Someone listening to this might be interested in making $10 from their couch. And if that is the case, here's how you do it. Go to mybookie.com. That's where I get my odds here. And you place $5 on the Cincinnati Bengals +1. I picked them to straight up beat Washington. And I'll put my money where my mouth is, $5 that is, and I will take the +1 with a very, very slight advantage even. So that seems like an easy bet to me. And I mentioned the Cowboys. I picked them to win straight up against the Vikings. They are +7. The Vikings are favored by a touchdown and an extra point here. And if I believe the Cowboys can win this game outright, I have to pick them against the spread here, +7. This is the easiest bet of the week for me. I believe it's going to be a close game, and +7 is a line that I cannot ignore. So Cowboys and Bengals, $5 each, which will equal out to $10 of profit or loss, but probably profit. Probably actually we'll break even like we do almost every week, but that's that not this week. This week it's a guaranteed $10. So be sure to make those bets, and no guarantees, but we're gonna win for sure. So. Do you have anything to add week 11 related?
I think that's it for this week, man.
Alright, I want to thank everybody for watching the video. Drop us a like and subscribe to Beyond Football, and we're going to see you in the next one.
Deuces.